Let's see. All right. Yeah, so welcome to the Monday, 25th of October, 2021 DXbiz call. We just came out of Lisbon, East Lisbon and LisCon, and we're going to be talking about the different opportunities that we saw and had there. And it's kind of like a free-for-all. I don't know if you can't chat, maybe you can write this in the actual chat. We can just talk about it. So yeah, I don't know, Tammy, do you want to start with Skynet?
Yeah, it's not really, it's more just something that came up a couple times. I ran into like one of the founders there a lot with like John and Adam and other people. They seem like really motivated to help us use their front end. And they had some arguments that I would need like a developer to kind of look over. I had Adam exchange contact information with the founder. I forget his name. I have his Telegram as well. But basically he's saying that it's pretty cheap to do, like basically similar to IPFS, but like runs smoother and cheaper. But I guess that's kind of like a to be continued thing. It's not like an investment or anything. It would just be a different decentralized front end.
So like deploying on a different, like we're using now IPFS, we're using ENS domains, basically deploying IPFS, and this would be like an alternative. Like, is it still using ENS?
Exactly. Or... It's still ENS, I think, but their nodes are different. So, and like the process with Pinata and stuff, I guess it's a little bit more consistent. Like you don't have as many issues, and I think there's some sort of scalability factor that's better. John seemed to have a good amount of familiarity with it. I was like talking with them most of the times, like in like social settings. So got some tidbits. I feel like Adam had some good questions. So I'm like hoping what I can do is like partner with like someone like a developer like Adam, who has like, once he has the bandwidth, maybe when he's like full time and moved or something like that, to kind of like bounce off and make sure like this actually makes sense. And then like, you know, have them come to the dev call and next steps from there.
All right, that's awesome. I can talk about like one of the opportunities that kind of like sort of like echoed from my talk. First of all, the guys at KlimaDAO, they really like, so maybe like a quick recap, like my talk was basically about capital equity and sweat equity, and this is kind of like the move that we're making in governance 2.0. And like this is sort of high level, like without really going into the details, but ideally, you know, DXvote will be able to fill that role. And the guys from KlimaDAO, which I guess if people don't know, KlimaDAO it's essentially like an Olympus fork, but instead of like a stable coin, these are carbon credits. And the goal for these carbon credits is they actually go up in value. So, you know, the companies that are buying these carbon credits to offset their carbon emissions, it will, you know, it will basically be more expensive for them to buy these emissions, to buy these offsets. And yeah, I spoke to like one of the founders. They really like the idea of both capital equity and sweat equity, and you know, obviously like the different like bad things that are happening with coin voting today. And yeah, I'm gonna continue the conversation with them. They have still some time, you know, for their DAO to be fully functional. Yeah, one sec. Yeah, and yeah, as Ross is saying, we have some interesting larger names being interested in the governance because people are slowly starting to realize that just token voting is not that good. And yeah, hopefully, like I think that if they need to have DAO immediately and to start, you know, getting the community involved, then they should definitely launch like, you know, the standard multi-sig token. But we should give them the framework, and this is kind of what I try to do in my talk, to give the framework to move to DXvote with their token. You know, it's a staking token, and you know, like a bootstrap mechanism for reputation, and like locked token voting. So I mean, it's yeah. Yeah, and I agree with that as well, Ross. Like, I think this is a great statement to support, like, you know, climate-focused DAOs, and just like generally, you know, the kind of like, I don't know, doing good side of things in crypto. So that's that. I don't know, Ross, do you want to talk about some of the other guys? So maybe like right before LizCon started, maybe Tammy, you were on that call, but someone reached out to us from Augur. Augur is like, one of the biggest prediction markets, biggest and oldest. And they were looking into perhaps using some of the DXDAO governance. So yeah, I don't know if you want to talk more about that.
Yeah, I think maybe Ross might be more privy to like the recent details, but since he's at the airport, pretty much that Augur is looking to DAOify, especially for their community members. So they're looking and have been kind of like really intensely studying our holographic consensus as possibly a very good platform for them to do their governance. So I think that would be a really cool kind of like testing option for DXvote. Obviously, we're using it, but it would be cool to see kind of like some of these OG crypto projects also using it as they're kind of moving more towards like the DAO model. Okay, and then yeah, so it seems like also Ross like had a call with like John and Augusto, of course, and seems like yeah, and it sounds like it's moving forward kind of smoothly, which is great, and they're pretty motivated. Are there any other? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so Nathan's talking about Eric. So Eric actually worked at DAOstack. I'm planning to meeting him in New York for NFT NYC, and we can discuss this even like at more length, I guess. Yeah, this could also be like an amazing thing to do with Rarible, and then we also have hats as a part of this process. Yeah, Nathan, if you want to, I don't know if you want to lead the process with Rarible, that could be awesome as well. And yeah, I think DXvote is actually becoming like a fairly big product.
I believe John is in touch with Eric at Rarible. He mentioned it on a previous call. Sky looked into it. It kind of feels like those organizations would need something more of a V2 type thing that incorporates both a liquid token and reputation. Not exactly the reputation only system we have at the moment. I kind of feel a bit skeptical. It is promising and optimistic. Overall, I'm positive, but I think it's still early and we have not much to offer at this stage. It's going to take time, like in months, to build it. Alchemy had this one pager where you could punch in a few numbers and you set up a DAO. You probably know it, Alan. We kind of need something like that for DXvote as well.
Yeah, I would think that if we're not changing any of the underlying contracts, we could probably use that. We could probably still use that. It's called like a DAO creator. And if not, we could probably, like Diorg are the ones who built it, we could probably maybe pay them to update to our DXvote version. I don't know, Ross, this is kind of like on you guys, and I guess this comes in like, I don't know, a discussion in terms of like strategy and priority. Like, are we prioritizing allowing like other people to use DXvote like sort of early, or are we, I don't know, we're prioritizing like building our own stuff? So yeah. Yeah, okay. So this is going to be chatted on Wednesday.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be bad to pursue both, but we don't have enough human resource. We need to pretty much, onboard a lot more people so we could, go in both directions. Currently, I believe the Swapper Guild would be a priority because at the current state of things, even if we have a staking contract, we can't really have proper governance with an ERC20 guild that will execute calls straight from DXvote and create farms in Swapper and such, which would be like an amazing innovation in DeFi with DEXs. No one else has done that. So it wouldn't be really nice for us to be using snapshot. So I guess a priority short term should be integrating the guild with DXvote properly, rather than trying to, make other organizations make use of DXvote and accustom it to their needs. That is a much bigger thing that we can't really deal with at the moment.
Yeah, bullish on Ross web plan. By the way, Ross, you said I'm surprised with the interest recently. I'm not really surprised, because what's going on with the SEC and what's going on with all these things is, it's very present, and people are understanding this. People have been talking about this for the past couple of months. I was actually we have a portfolio company in Collider that I wanted to use DXDAO to even launch their token, and try to connect them with Sky and John when they were in MCon, but that didn't went through. At any rate, this is going to increase massively, and all these multisigs, they know that if there's anyone American there, I'm pretty sure they're kind of scared. These multisigs. So yeah, I fully agree. It's a good time to position ourselves for this. Yeah, I mean, we need to figure out, I guess, what is our strategy regarding this and how we approach it. I hope that once my talk from ListCon will come out, then we'll be able to spread it, and maybe there should be some action item with joining our Discord and talking about DXvote, because I totally I imagine there's going to be a lot more coming very soon. So yeah, and I was talking to the guys at Maker, and I was like, literally we're the only two DAOs that are actually decentralized or actually doing something on chain. All the other ones are they're either fully owned by VCs or they're a multi-sig with snapshot voting that's also fully owned by VCs and team. So yeah, I mean, I think our system is more flexible. Maker is very specifically designed to control Maker type stuff, and we are kind of a more open DAO that can do many things, from paying workers to actually updating ENS content hashes. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, any other stuff? Yeah, anyone wants to recap the hackathon for those who weren't there? I'm guessing you're the only one who's there, Ross. Maybe give us some of your, I don't know. Oh, maybe Zet? But Zet is he's not here. He's trading NFTs.
Yeah, Ross is at an airport. He can't talk.
Well, I'm actually getting cold or COVID, but
oh man,
yeah, it's bad. But I'm feeling okay.
You're a young man. You'll get over it.
Yeah, I'll get. Yeah, but I think it's a cold because both. I mean, it was first. I think Caden got something, and then John got the same thing, I think, and John got just worse and worse because we were in the same team on the hackathon. But he actually made it. He made multiple tests, and he didn't have COVID, and also made a test before I left, and didn't have COVID. So I think it's just a cold.
Yeah, because John had it in Alaska, so I don't think he could have it again. Or yeah,
you can have it multiple times.
Oh man.
But yeah. It's something. But yeah, I think it's a cold. But yeah, the hackathon went well. It was a cool vibe inside of the house. Those who saw the things we saw were probably few, but we it was just fun seeing these founders relaxing in the house. There were a DJ booth, and like there are different teams working hard late at night. So the Russians were up very, very late, like 4 o'clock in the morning, and they were just partying in the house and like having the roughest music you can imagine, just dancing, and had girls over and shit. It was just like a weird vibe. But the rest like hacked away and created some. We didn't get anyone outside of DXDAO to work in any of the DXDAO teams. We had 2 teams on DXDAO. We tried to reach out on Discord or in real life, but it was actually pretty hard trying to find people because most people had their own ideas and they already joined like another team. So we're probably too late trying to get them to join. But yeah, we had 2 ideas. One idea was the Dungeons, DAOs, and Dragons. Is anyone from that team here?
Yeah, I think Ross, but he can't talk.
Yeah. So maybe he could explain the idea later. I didn't really understand exactly what the idea was. But the other idea was portfolio or NFPs, which is basically non-fungible profiles. It's a NFT portfolio, basically NFT based portfolio. So you have one NFT to show your DAO score, your DeFi score, and also you could add your favorite NFT inside of this NFT. So it was pretty cool idea. People liked it, and yeah. So it seems to me that portfolio came at the 11th place, which is just one below the winners. So the winners are up to top 10. So yeah, we just almost became a winner. But yeah, I'm happy with the result. I had to work with Adam closer. I hadn't worked with Adam before. I think he's very, very talented actually, and it was fun. Maybe too much work for the last days of my trip. I think I would love to relax. Was like we worked really, really late at night, and now I'm super tired. But it was fun.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the problem with hackathons, because like hackathons in like COVID or like even like getting a cold, because it's like a week of like not sleeping too much and not resting, and then you have this like like a marathon of a couple of days where you sleep even less and you're all the time together with people, and then it's sort of like your immune system gets weakened. Yeah, like every time I participated in a hackathon, like the next couple of days I was just like sick. So yeah.
I was just saying that same pattern happened in Paris. I wasn't in the hackathon, but people that I talked to said the same thing. They got sick doing the hackathon. So there could be some pattern there. Not sure exactly what, but yeah, we should think about it for the next time. But yeah, I think it was fun. I think we should all try to get into a hackathon. I'm not a coder, but I got in, so we should try to apply even though you're not a coder if you think you can contribute. Yeah, I do not regret it. I would do it again.
Awesome. Yeah, anyone has any? Oh, see that Keenan just joined. Anyone has any other comments? No. Yeah, so Keenan, we're talking about just like different like biz dev focused opportunities that we've had around Lisbon. So I don't know if you have something, or you talk to someone.
Just playing catch up right now. Maybe not having the most information to share from my end.
Yeah. Yeah, I can say that I also spoke to, like, there were like a bunch of students there. And I spoke to many of them, kind of like talking to Ross and others, like if they're super junior, then that might not be the most relevant for us. But I'm in touch with like a couple of students. I actually sent them like there's one of the website that like has a lot of like Solidity like tutorials. So kind of like send them there, and I have their contact info. Yeah, if they like want to like join after doing a few things, then that could be great. Yeah, I don't know what else like in terms of like collaboration or business opportunities.
What was the impression you got from chatting with people? What's new? Like, what's the hype? Is it still NFTs, DAOs, or what else? Anything new on the horizon?
I can tell that a bunch of like people that I know, like from like previous conferences or whatever, they're like, wow, there's like a DXDAO mafia around here. Like so many people from DXDAO. Like with the hats and like the DAO shirts. That was like, it was pretty awesome to hear. Like, oh, this guy's also from DXDAO. What the fuck? You guys are everywhere.
Yeah, that's fantastic to hear. Great.
Yeah. So like we came down and like, kind of full force, which is kind of awesome. So yeah.
The only other thing I thought of, like the actual, I would say ECC was a more quality conference overall. Like even if you want to go back and watch some of the speeches, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because like I even had a couple that I wasn't interested, like thought maybe I'd be interested in, so I like watched them because I missed them because I was talking to people. Not the quality was a little bit not so great, but there were a lot of like awesome just like conversations for me, especially with the legal stuff. I feel like this legal entity thing is actually becoming huge conversation amongst like the like kind of ops and lawyers amongst the DAO and project communities. So that's like a trend for me I'm noticing. Everyone's kind of thinking about this like multi-entity kind of like provisioning and like how to do that, and like all these questions about scaling as well. Something else I thought separately, and I think this has like been around for a while and it's like already kind of hyped if like you're like following DeFi stuff, but people are like obviously again trying to figure out like creative ways of like providing like liquidity provision through vaulting and stuff like that. I think we're going to see like even more vaults aside from like the NFT stuff, like with underlying assets or different types of like literally everything you can think of, like different financial instruments in the next like 6 months. It's like those were my like two things aside from like the NFT stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, and there was, I guess for those who weren't there was like so you have McDuce here. He won first place, but there was like a game where you had an egg, right? And then each person had the egg, basically like a necklace thing, and then you would scan other people's eggs. It had like certain parameters, like 2-minute cooldown, but the more your egg was scanned, the more rare like your NFT became at the end of the conference when it hatched. Which is like a super cool game. Like would definitely yeah, this is here. Would definitely like to see this in like other conferences. And yeah, it just really helped the mingling and talking to each other. And it was a very fun sort of experience. I can tell that I actually got like I finished 9th at the end, and I got like mine is broken basically. Something was like broken with the picture, but yeah, I guess it makes it more rare. I don't know.
You were a strong contender. You were number one. You just had to work, and that's why I got the number one.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't, like by the second day I was like, okay, I actually have to do some shit. I had to like do all the volunteer stuff and everything, so didn't make it.
What do you do? Like you go around and ask people to scan your egg, or?
Yeah, and you can be very awkward about it too. Like, can I incubate your egg? And then people are like, well, what the fuck? So yeah.
Most people were friendly about it, I think, and it was a great opportunity to meet a lot of people. Had it not been for that, I probably wouldn't have met as many people as I did.
Yeah. yes, that was pretty cool. Wait, Tammy, did you say that you already saw the recordings? Like, where are they?
Oh, that's a good question. I forget. They had the first day up. And then I think I listened to the second day. Let me find the link and I'll drop it somewhere for everyone. But it's up.
I'd love to. I haven't seen it. Is it like what, on YouTube?
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, definitely like the sound wasn't the best. Like in both
and like
the big room and
the recordings somehow are fine. Like it's crazy how well done like the quality of the sound is on the recordings, considering the sound in each room. So that's one good. That was definitely positive. But I'll find it up. I'll drop it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it would be lovely to be able to share those on social media. How about the event we held for prediction markets? Do we have a recording of that one? It was outdoors. Maybe it was a bit difficult to do it.
To the best of my knowledge, no, we didn't have any recording set up.
That makes it mysterious. People would want to learn more about it.
What do you mean, Ross? Like the talk or? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, obviously happy to like share my talk and get some like, Twitter clout for it. Yeah, is the Twitter live? Because I would love to, get like right access to it and be in the conversation.
Yeah, actually, it's a good time to talk about it. I welcome the idea. Yeah, we do have the Twitter handle, but I think currently the focus should not be DXvote itself, because if we draw too many eyes on it and it's not a well-finished product, it may be a bit tricky. I think we can use the handle to talk about holographic consensus and the overall way DXDAO is conducting business. So
I mean, we should have, like, in my opinion, like we should have, like just having it out there and like getting into discussion will just get people interested. And then, the more that happens for like a long time, like the more we'll get community interested and they will be involved in, I don't know, the developments of the DXvote, and there will be like more DAOs ready to launch when it is ready. So yeah, like I agree, like we should have release notes, we should have like kind of like a discussion about what we're building. And then preferably like we can get them in the community, in the Discord to talk about the DXvote, to register to like a waiting list. So yeah. Yeah, anyone wants to, I don't know, share something else?
I met someone, I think there was 2 people who asked about our hat, or said they knew of DXDAO through our hat.
Where was our hat?
Nathan.
that's interesting.
I can't remember, it was Grow, and there was someone else.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember, but that was fun.
I also gave Mariano Conti my pass to the prediction markets event. I'm not sure whether he attended, though. I didn't want it to go to waste. So many people wanted to sign up, but it was kind of like all booked up, and I didn't want my ticket to go to waste, so I gave it to him.
We definitely could have more people on the event. I actually left for the hackathon. Did more people come to the event after we left?
It did keep
Yeah,
filling up. It wasn't as many, nearly as the interest in the tickets was. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think like we should have. I mean, we predicted this already. We were one of the first events to register on, and people register just to like have the ticket if they want to go, right? So we should have, I don't know, maybe opened up, do what everyone else is doing, right? Even if you have a ticket, like release more tickets than the venue can handle, and then I mean, basically what happened at like other events, even if you had a ticket, they wouldn't let you in because it was like too many people inside. For the parties, they probably people want to show up on parties, but for like events, like work events, I would try to release more tickets than the event can handle, like for the next time.
Yeah, that's a clever solution.
I know there was some other team that tried to make, what's it called? Sky, this guy here.
No.
No, Sky.
What's the name? The one you put money, and if you don't go, they take the money.
Kickback.
Kickback, yeah. So there were one event that tried to do kickback, and no one actually, or very few people actually.
It was the Aragon event.
Yeah.
And then no one signed up for it, so they reput it.
Just made normal tickets, and that's
yeah.
So yeah, there's no like real good solution. Kickback is still like, I think the effort for people to make that, like put money and all that. Maybe for like super hyped events, they would do that, right? So if Rabba made that would happen. But for normal events, I think we should just release more tickets than the event can handle.
Yeah, listen, I think like Rabba probably cost her like over $1 million. Like,
Dude,
they were like
make me FOMO. I'm already FOMOing.
I never went, I didn't go either, but yeah. It was like in this botanical gardens, and I guess they had like free alcohol, and like the pictures and the videos looked insane.
Yeah, it looks really
like this is like super expensive event.
Yeah. And they did the tough ticket thing, but like basically anyone who, I didn't see them really turn away anyone at the door also. Like they had enough space. I think it was kind of like, it was really controlled compared to the last one. It was well done.
Well, I mean, Federico got turned away. I think they were actually looking.
But then he got in.
So, no, you need. Yeah, I gave him my wristband. So I went in. I gave John my wristband, and John went out to give Federico my wristband. So if you didn't have a ticket, or you were not a girl, they didn't let you in, because we were also queuing with two girls who didn't have tickets, and they were let in. And Federico, they didn't let him in. Like, we had half an hour argument. They didn't let him in. So I had to go in. I had to remove my wristband, give it to John. Then John went out to Federico, gave him the wristband, and then they let him in. But they were not, it was like nothing. They would. He even had an invite because he was a hacker, but they wouldn't let him in.
So he didn't have a ticket, or did he have a ticket?
He didn't have it. You get the invite, but you had to sign up through the invite or something, right?
Yeah.
He didn't sign up, so he only had the email. He didn't have a ticket.
But did they send back people that had did they not let people in with tickets? Like
Federico. If I hadn't given him my wristband, he wouldn't have come in.
But did he have a ticket?
No, he didn't have a ticket.
Yeah, so on Mempool, even if you had a ticket, they didn't let you in.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's good.
Yeah, maybe I guess something that happened at the beginning of we had the workshop with Braden then. So I don't know, any feedback, thoughts, stuff about it, or I don't know.
Well, the very least we can market the fact that we've done it. You know, how many DAOs have done something like that? It really shows how serious we are about what we do.
I don't know if anyone has like specific feedback about like the workshop itself, some of the stuff that were brought up.
I think it was kind of. I think the retreat itself was better overall, as far as like just like team building and stuff when you're so remote all the time. I think maybe the workshop, if it was done during the retreat, I think it was a very long week. So I think we were all kind of tired and like needed a break by the time the workshop came around. I think the elephants concept is interesting. Some of the topics, it's not like we really changed our perspectives on them. I think there was some productive conversation, though they were like very long days. Maybe we like have a little bit more of like retrospectives like that more frequently, so things are more, I don't know, like, just like non-events, just like reflection, discussion, and how do we improve and move on. So there's something to take from it, but like having it done like once a year at that, I think could be like, it's like you're talking about some stuff that's so old, that's like good to talk about, but is it good to talk about, that kind of thing.
What about like the sort of like, I know, Sobol and those type of things that like those type of like, I don't know, things that will help us like with, I guess this is more for Melanie, but like organizing or teaching the people who are like joining, like what's the structure, who's doing what, who to turn to, and that type of stuff. Like, I don't know, would we be interested in like using some of these things? Would we be interested in like, I don't know, paying them to set the stuff for us? Or I don't know.
Since she's not here, she just, I like she mentioned to me, she just feels like she has like an absolute ton of stuff to do after that workshop. So I imagine on Wednesday, she'll like, or whenever, like once she kind of gets caught up, she'll have like a million little like things. You guys should definitely like connect if you're interested in that stuff as well. She'll need the help.
Yeah, for sure. Just this is again for Melanie, but I would like to have this elephant in the room thing. Maybe we can figure out a way to do this online. But yeah, like just bringing stuff up. I don't think we touched on the Martin thing enough, and I think we did touch on like John as being like the kind of like the sort of connecting dot of a lot of things, and how do we solve that? But there's obviously going to be like a more drill down for all of these things. So. Yeah, I don't know. Anyone wants to share more things?
Anything around Carrot or?
So we did talk about Carrot a bit. But I don't think like there was anything like super conclusive.
Yeah, maybe we can have some process for like launching products, kind of copy it from somewhere, follow it, like some model, how to do things, right leg first, then left leg, and so on. Because we kind of need documentation, we need, it kind of boils down back to the fact that we kind of have to polish out any information asymmetries. Like we have a marketing department, we have a biz dev department, but we're not really departments. We're one whole DAO, and if we want to release a product, we kind of have to be all in on it. We all need to know what's happening, and sometimes we don't. So, you know, I don't know. Ross is asking, did anyone take a photo of the elephants?
Yeah.
What elephants?
We did a workshop where basically everybody wrote like elephants in the room. Yeah, and then basically we discussed them. So certain elephants that we have kind of like in deep style, like whether it's the Martin situation, Omen situation, stuff like that.
Oh, I see.
So I think like there should be a photo of this somewhere. I actually think there's a photo of this in the Signal chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nisa, do you want to share some stuff? You're here. No? Yeah, we can't hear you. You're, like, maybe reconnect.
Something that came up at the dinner last night that I hope we can figure something out for is redoing the compensation structure. I know Melanie did a lot of work with that, but I think there's like a lot of echoing around basically the developers having a different compensation structure. I'm also going to actually request that I have somewhat of a different compensation structure probably. Anyone else has any reasons for wanting to talk about that, like for their own reasoning and they want to have a different compensation structure? Yeah, I think we just need to kind of think about this and figure out some new model, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stay silent for this one.
Yeah, it's a relevant topic that has to be revisited, you know, with the fact that the new scheme that was proposed didn't pass. So
yeah, I think there was like some concern about the DXD provisioning. Maybe Chris has some, I don't know, there's like back and forth about that issue. Obviously we need to get like the main like our rep holders, like we need to get them all on board, meaning like currently, like unless I think Yuri votes, it's going to be like John and Geronimo, and then obviously everyone else. But yeah, I think Keenan said he wanted to make it a priority. I know Melanie does too, so they'll work on it. Hopefully, get back to us.
yeah, and something that I've thought about too. You know, we have a bit of a complicated tokenomics and a weird relationship with stakeholders. It kind of makes it tough to attract new contributors with this dynamic. And you know, if we want to attract people, they can't be stressed out about DXD. You know, working in crypto is tough. It can be advertised as lucrative with a lot of upside potential, but at the end of the day, it's not really welcoming to people who want to have, you know, security in their lives. You know, if you have a family trying to pay a mortgage, raise kids, it's not really suitable. You know, you don't have any security to do those things. You have to be very adventurous, and it's kind of a gamble. So if we, you know, put contributors in a position where they have to, you know, because when you look at the package overall with comprising of DXD and stables altogether, it looks somewhat competitive. But you know, when you remove DXD out of the picture, it's not really competitive. And so what happens really is you're kind of forcing people to sell their DXD, and they may not want to do it, and they may not even be able to do it if it's vested. So they're really left with the stables, and it's not really competitive. It kind of narrows our scope to bring, devs, because we really need to kind of like attract a lot more devs. We're really ambitious, and we have a lot of cool stuff to build. We just don't have enough time.
Yeah, I would like to see, like, I agree with this, and I would like to see, obviously, like a revisit to the compensation structure, but more than that, like, how do we incentivize those who actually execute and perform and do good stuff? Yeah. Using carrot.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Kaden, Nico, yeah. Ross is typing, saying we kind of rethink the way we incentivize developers so we keep them on board and so they stay engaged. It's like in sales, when you have clients, it's much easier and more profitable for you to engage your existing clients and retain them and not lose them, rather than spend money on bringing new clients through the door. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, so I think lots of things to talk about, lots of great things that have come out of LizCon. Yeah, generally, I think this was like an amazing experience to meet you all, and I don't know, many people have written in the Signal chat. And yeah, I don't know, I'm very bullish on DXDAO.
Yeah, man. Who isn't? Everybody is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if no one has anything else to add. We can we can end a few minutes early. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks everyone for attending. Trying to get back to normal.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess see you soon again in a couple of months. And yeah, long live the DXDAO. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Bye-bye.